consistent, and that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to just come out here and they're going to get better, and that's what good numbers will do for you. It allows you to get these kids in here as freshmen and sophomores, because you look down this list for Anamosa, and there's a lot of freshmen and sophomores in this lineup, and that coming in, that's what you need. You need to get these kids out there and get them varsity experience in their freshman and sophomore year for Anamosa. Mount Vernon, like you said, a very good team. A couple kids out tonight. I think we're going to see Jack Stryker. It's spelled wrong in the program, but it's Jack Stryker will wrestle tonight, a freshman. And anybody from the KMCH listening area recognizes that name Stryker. It's for good reasons. His dad is someone you coach. You mentioned that when we got here. Kent Stryker, his uncle Doug Stryker. Just good wrestling family. So we're going to probably see the debut for him in the Walmart Conference wrestling season here. So it's just it's teams like Mount Vernon. They're going to be right up there. A couple weeks ago they wrestled Western Dubuque, lost that duel by 1 point, turned around on Saturday and beat Western Dubuque by 16 points. So it's just all around. It's a good wrestling program here at Mount Vernon, and the Hawks are going to be in for 2 tough duels here tonight.
Well, we've got 3 overall very young teams here tonight, Jamie, and I just looked at our program, counting up the number of seniors. On these 3 teams, there's only 13 seniors here tonight. That's 1/3 of our matches. We've got 42 matches tonight, and 1/3 of those matches might have a senior in it. So overall, 3 very young teams. So we'll look for each one of these teams to get better in the future. We're going to start at weight class 132 tonight, and our first duel, of course, I believe we will have West Delaware, Mount Vernon. We'll start our night off, and that's going to be a great duel. Then we'll have Mount Vernon, or then we'll have Anamosa and West Delaware in duel number 2. Then we'll close the curtain tonight with the host Raiders taking on the Mustangs in the final duel tonight. We're going to cover all 3 duels tonight, which will be a lot of fun. And Jamie, I look for some outstanding wrestling here tonight, and the team that stays off their back tonight, but the team that gets the falls, or the team that's going to be tough to beat here.
Absolutely, and that's about with any duel in the Walmart Conference this year. Is you've really got to be There's a lot of good pinners in this Walmart Conference, but the key is to try to just wrestle with them and not allow them to get those pinning combinations, and you should be all right. Well, we're going to take a short break here. We're going to have our national anthem, and then we'll be ready for action. As Roger mentioned, we're going to start at weight class 132. We're going to have West Delaware and Mount Vernon, so we're going to go through, have our national anthem and our starting lineups here in just a little bit. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to High School Wrestling on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Featuring the visitors. And welcome back into Anamosa High School as we're getting our lineups announced here as Scott Whirling, the PA announcer here at Anamosa. As we are ready to go, the starting lineups are done. We are ready for wrestling action. We're going to have two mats for you here tonight. As we will have varsity wrestling right here in front of us on the mat. To our right and to the far mat from us is going to be JV matches tonight. As we mentioned earlier, we're going to start at weight class 132 as we're going to see, I believe, the return of Owen Ward here tonight, as Owen had a stinger that going from on his right arm down into the hand a little bit. So he's back here.
I see he's sporting some of that kinesio tape there, Jamie, on that right side, going across his shoulder blade, his right shoulder blade, and then down over his deltoid muscle, then down to the end of his elbow. So he's got it all taped up, and I've seen a lot of people wear that in football and some track and stuff like that. I've never seen anybody wear that in wrestling and keep it on. So we'll see what happens. Extra sticky glue tonight.
I've seen him wear it, like you said. Just haven't seen him wear it to success to where it stays on. But we've got Owen Ward. He's taking on Luke Muller from Mount Vernon.
This is a senior. Luke Muller's a senior, and Owen Ward is a junior. This is a huge match right here, Jamie. And again, a week from this Friday, we'll be sitting at that conference room at Marion High School seeding this tournament. And, you know, these are huge matches right here. We can't, you know, we got to stress the importance of these matches and how important they are to the seeding and to the you know, you want to get a good seed. You want to be on the right side of the bracket so you have a chance to wrestle well in that tournament. Well, we are underway here, weight class 132, and Owen Ward taking on Luke Muller, a fine senior from Mount Vernon, a very fine junior from West Delaware. And Jamie will be anxious to see if not wrestling last weekend has any effect on Owen Ward as we play this thing out. I'll tell you what, Luke Muller is a very tall, lanky, very, very good-sized 132 pounds. It looks like Owen Ward is giving up a little bit of size here, Jamie.
Yeah, you know, Luke Muller, very tall and, like you said, tall and lanky. And, you know, that's going to be something that Owen Ward's going to have to deal with here, especially right there. Owen dove in on a shot, and the length of Muller to be able to sprawl back and fight that off as they go out of bounds here. Minute 8 left to go in this first period.
What I like about this so far, Jamie, Owen Ward has been the aggressor. He's taken 2 shots, 3 shots. He tried to throw by, then he came right back with that low single, and then he went right into a Kelly. And Muller has yet to do anything offensively from his feet, trying to tie up those arms of Owen Ward. Both staggered stance. Muller's going to lead with the right leg, and Ward is going to lead with the left leg. And off the edge of the mat, they go. 48 seconds left. And we're going to center back, go back to the center of the mat. Collar tie by Muller. There's the first shot by Muller. There's nice front headlock by Ward. Let's see if he can make this work. Front headlock. He's got the right arm of Muller pinched. And Muller comes right back to his feet. And that was a nice defense by Ward. I would like to see him put that head in the hole and try to scoot behind there, Jamie, and pick up 2, but he didn't get the job done.
Yeah, and looking over on that other mat, Ryan DeSoto from West Delaware with a pin in that duel over there with the West Delaware JV. And it's going to be interesting to see the West Delaware JV, how they respond after last week. They were down in Williamsburg. I think they won 2 matches and lost the rest, like 2-8 or something against Williamsburg. So it'd be interesting to see how the Hawks respond here tonight, as a nice pin there by Ryan DeSoto to start this thing off.
Well, they've got our scoreboard cleared off finally, and we're going to go to the second period, and it's 0-0, and it's going to be Owen Ward's choice. West Delaware will have the odd matches in this duel. They've got the red leg bands on tonight. The Mustangs will wear the green leg bands, and Owen Ward will go right to his feet to try to pick up the first point. That's a very nice stand-up, 3.5-second stand-up by Owen Ward. He takes an inside stand-up, splits the hands of Muller, pops his hips out. He's going to pick up 1-point escape. Now Muller on the go here. Owen Ward, this would be a huge win for the junior from West Delaware. Again, West Delaware sporting their camo orange singlets once again. Second meet in a row that we've seen these singlets on. With a solid black bold print WD on the back side. Very easy to spot when West Delaware is wrestling wearing these singlets. Now Owen Ward doing a little push pulling and trying to set up that high crotch. from neutral position. Again, staggered stance by Muller. Muller's taking one shot. There's a nice 2-on-1 Russian tie by Ward. He's got Muller's right arm tied up, and we'll see if he can turn this into two. And there he comes around the head and off the edge of the mat as Muller gives him a push. And we've got to restart again. I like what Owen Ward's doing, Jamie. He's really trying a lot of different things and making this tempo, pushing this tempo just a little bit.
Yeah, and after he got the 1 point escape and he's got a lead, but we've talked about in the past, you got to build on that lead, and that's what Owen Ward has to do here is just continue building here. Try to get a takedown here in this period. You got a minute left to go in the second period, so you really got to get going here if you're Owen Ward.
There's another Russian tie, a 2-on-1. He's got Muller's right arm tied up, and Muller locks in. Muller steps in and blocks Ward off of the head. Now Ward comes right around with a hard collar tie with the right arm right around the back of the neck of Muller, and they've got to go off the edge of the mat. Back to the center we go. 1:09 left to go. What do we got going on with the clock?
38 seconds left.
We got 38 seconds. We got our clocks doing some goofy things here. Not sure how much time's left on the clock.
30 seconds.
31 seconds. Very good. All right, that thing was blinking back and forth.
It still is.
There's a double by Muller. He got in deep, and he timed that properly. And he's going to go up 2-1. Boy, you just kind of hated to see that, Jamie. It was a great shot by Muller as Ward stepped in and then stepped back. That was a shot by Muller. He got in, and I'll tell you what, that was tight. And Owen Ward had nowhere to go to his backside. And now 2-on-1 by Muller. Ward's going to get to his feet, and there's one. Nice job. We're tied up at deuces here. Outstanding job. We're tied up at deuces, Jamie. That was a huge 1 point escape.
It really was, just to tie this thing up here at the end of the period as 2-2 is the score. Yeah, as our official tells the wrestlers it's 2-2. But, nice job there by Owen Ward. Now, Muller's going to go down to start this third period. You gotta try to ride tough on top, but here Ward's going to cut him loose. But now's an opportunity that Ward's got to get going here, and he's got to push the tempo here and pick up that takedown.
Well, he certainly does, and it's 3-2 now, courtesy of that escape by Muller. And Ward's doing a nice job stalking. There's a long double again by Muller, and Kelly attempt by Ward, and off the edge of the mat they go. Again, we talked about the length of Muller to start this match out. The length of Muller is our clock runner down there, Jamie, a good friend of mine, a former student of mine, Mr. Ron Timp, is running the clock tonight for the Anamosa Raiders here. So they've got the clock split. They're wrestling two matches. So I think they're going to switch the clocks. We've got the right time on the small clock to our left, and we've got the wrong time on our, Jamie, I think they're switched. I think this clock now is running that mat, and the time for this match is up there, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that one's right.
Yeah. So we'll see, and if they can run that match right there. So we'll see what they decide to do here. Now we've got a stopwatch going here, and we'll see if we can get this thing figured out. We've got a bevy of Blue Raiders there trying to fix our clock problem, and our timer has a stopwatch. Well, that's all part of it, high school wrestling. And, we can see Coach Light here all nervous. Jamie, I can't remember the last time Mount Vernon has beaten West Delaware, but Coach Light has waited a long time for him to be in this position.
Well, he has, and that's what we mentioned that before. This is the opportunity that the Mustangs have here is to really to put them. They're in the driver's seat here in this duel where they could, they're favored to win this duel probably tonight against the Hawks. So we'll see how the Hawks respond to that. As we've seen West Delaware in the past, just they've been able to come out here and win these duels when they weren't the favorites. So it'll be interesting to see how the Hawks fare here tonight.
Well, we are not sure how much time is left.
There's a minute 34.
Okay, so we're going to hand time everything, and our timer is going to give a countdown every 15 seconds, I believe. So we're back to action now. Owen Ward. Owen Ward's got some work to do here. He's down 3-2 here. A takedown by Muller and an escape. And he's got some work to do. Nice arm drag by Ward. Couldn't quite cut the corner on Muller as Muller squares off Ward. Again, back to neutral. Muller doing a nice job measuring Ward and using that collar tie to keep Ward away from him. There's that throw-by attempt by Ward. I'd like to see a stalling call there, Jamie. There's that double by Muller. He's in deep. One more time, and it gets Ward up off his feet. That's going to be a 2-point takedown. And that's just an awful nice double shot there, Jamie. But once you get your opponent's feet up off the mat, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're in the driver's seat once you get there. Is once you get the feet off the ground, and now Owen Ward on his back, and probably going to pick up a 3-point near fall here. So the score was 5-2. He's going to pick up 3-point near fall, make it 8-2 here.
Well, that was an awful nice Turk. He got in on that double, and when Owen Ward tried to bail out of the double, Muller stepped across and Turked the left leg of Ward, and now a hard cross face from right to left. And Ward's going to roll out of it, but it's going to be a 3-point near fall, and I think our score now is 8-2. 8-2 in favor of the senior from Mount Vernon. And this match is almost over. 6 seconds left in this match. So, Owen Ward right in this match, gave up 2 double leg takedowns right in this match. So he will have some work to do before next Saturday. This may be, we may see this match again next Saturday. Granby roll attempt by Ward on the whistle. And Muller covers his feet up now to his feet, and that's going to do it. And Muller's going to use a couple of nice double leg takedowns and a 3-point near fall and an escape to tally 8. And Owen Ward not happy about that, but you know what? That's wrestling. That's wrestling, Jamie.
That certainly is, and you're going to have to bounce back from that because you've got another match here tonight. So if you're Owen Ward, just come back from that.
Well, next up is weight class 138.
I feel like they should switch this around and have.
They should have the clock run here and then use
the
JV, stopwatch. Yeah. Use the stopwatch on the JV matches. That would be a good suggestion. I don't know if we'll be able to do that from up here. Can you make that suggestion from up here?
Well, I don't have any pull. I don't have any pull around here, but the guy next to us has a little bit of pull.
He has a lot of pull. Maybe he could walk down and make that suggestion.
Tell him to put the varsity on the scoreboards and run.
They're trying to get this one fixed. They've got a PE teacher here. She's trying to work on this one.
I got you.
All right. So we've got all the clock experts. Every clock expert from Anamosa is at the table trying to get this thing settled down. And again, it is hard when you run into it. See, when you used to run in a basketball, you got one scoreboard. Now you've got the scoreboard split because you're trying to use 2 clocks, and sometimes it is a little bit confusing. Well, we're going to bump up to 138. We've got Bennett Cole for West Delaware, and he'll be taking on the other Muller.
No, I think it's Levi Wade.
This is Levi Wade.
Yeah, I don't know how he's a 138-pounder, but that's what they have. They have Levi Wade listed here.
They've got him listed. Levi Wade listed as the starter at 152, Jamie. So Coach Light playing the magician tonight, pulling a rabbit out of his hat, and this may be this way the whole evening with Coach Light. We know that he's from past experience. We know that he's always got a trick or two up his sleeve.
He's always got something, that's for sure.
And we're not sure what he's got up his sleeve tonight, but we're seeing the first rabbit right now where Levi Wade listed at 152 is going to fill a slot at 138 tonight. And look at Levi Wade. This would be a good matchup. He's not a very big 152-pounder if he is a 152-pounder. And I think Coach Voss has read your mind, Jamie. He's over talking to our clock person, and I think that's probably what they're going to do.
Yeah. Why don't we step out here for a break and come back for Bennett Cole taking on Levi Wade. Again, you're listening to High School Wrestling tonight. West Delaware Animals and Mount Vernon right here on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Welcome back into Anamosa High School as we are the same as when we left you. We still don't have a working scoreboard, so we're running off the clock. We'll have to keep that just makes us focus more. We have to keep track of the score ourselves here tonight, as I might have to change this from just keeping takedowns to keeping the actual dual score. But we are underway. Bennett Cole taking on Levi Wade at weight class 138. The Hawks trail the dual meet 3-0 to Mount Vernon after Luke Muller with an 8-2 win over Owen Ward at 132 to start this duel. Owen Ward back for the first time in a couple weeks here in this dual meet here tonight, but we're up to weight class 138. We're still scoreless here with Bennett Cole and Levi Wade.
Well, Jamie, Bennett Cole's doing a nice job starting this duel off. He's really working ahead of Levi Wade, but now you got to make that, you got to turn that setup. You got to turn that setup into a shot. And there's another straight shot by Mount Vernon deep into the legs on Bennett Cole. We saw how Muller did that to Owen Ward, and now Levi Wade has Bennett Cole picked up off the edge, picked up off the mat. And he's going to try to dump him. Bennett Cole's hanging on for dear life right now. Not a real good place if you're Bennett Cole to be. Might turn into a scramble. Let's see if he can roll it through. We're going to get potentially dangerous. And that was a nice save by Bennett Cole. Good shot by Wade, and these Mustangs are very deliberate with that shot, Jamie. There's no setup. It's just a straight shot.
Yeah, it is, and the Hawks shouldn't be getting fooled by that. You know, they shouldn't be giving up points there. That should be easy points for the Hawks. And now we see a straightforward shot by Bennett Cole.
And he's in deep, low single, and he's going to pick up two. That's a nice shot. Very, very nice low single by Bennett Cole. He got in deep and cut the corner on that. Now he's going to put a cross body right in on Wade, and we'll see if he can turn this into some points. He cross body right on the left side. He's doing a good job rotating his hips. Can't get too high here. Tried to rotate across and got very high, and that's the we talked about that on the way down, Jamie. You're going to put the cross body right in, and you're not going to hang with it.
There you go.
You've got to use that for offense, and he put the other leg in and pulled himself back, got his hips back up on top, and our first period is going to run out. And Bennett's going to have a 2-0 lead. It's going to be Wade's choice. He's going to defer over, and Bennett's going to take down to start this second period. So nice takedown. Nice job of, overall, nice job of riding out Wade. At the end of that first period, we're going to get a caution against Levi Wade. Going to put that hand right on the belly button. It looked like he tried to start out with a tight waist. So we're going to get this first set, second set. There's the whistle. Nice outside stand-up by Cole. He gets to his feet. He's going to try to split the hands of Wade. Wade drops in on a single. He's got the right leg of Bennett Cole. Got the right leg of Bennett Cole tied up, and Cole now is draped over the top of Wade, and he's going to pick up two. Now you got to be very careful here. If you are Bennett Cole, he tried to roll Wade through. Now he's got to get his head up. He does. Pulls his head out the back door, covers the hips of Wade, and that's a lot better position to be in if you're Bennett Cole versus on your side trying to roll Wade through. And anytime you're on your side, Jamie, you are in trouble. And Bennett Cole pulled himself out, got himself in a lot better position.
Yeah, he did, and that's because that I thought the 2-point reversal was awarded a little early, but nice job by Bennett to continue to move around and make it for sure a 2-point reversal.
I was going to try to tilt Wade, and he does. He's got that tight waist tilt on where he tacks the arm, and picked up a 2-point near fall. Levi Wade grabs the head of Bennett Cole and tries to pull him underneath, and Bennett Cole finds the edge of the mat. That brings Coach Voss up out of his chair. Jamie, I would not be surprised if we go to 2 mats here once the JV matches are done. So we'll have to, now that we're a little bit behind time, we'll just have to kind of wait and see. Not sure how much time's left in the second period, but it's got to be winding down. There's a cradle now by Cole, but he's way out of position. He's got a cradle locked up, a crossface cradle locked up, but he's way over the top. He's way over the head of Levi Wade. And not very good position if you're Bennett Cole. Now he's going to break the cradle and try to pull himself back behind the hips. Wade now is going to split the legs of Bennett Cole and try to come through his legs and come out the back door. Bennett Cole's going to latch around the waist, around the leg, and hang on. Got to be careful now if you're Bennett Cole. You don't want to give up 2 and back points here. I think he's going to give up 2. He does. 2-point reversal for Wade. Now a hard crossface by Wade. He's going to try to set up a cradle of his own. Bennett Cole's got to get back to work here and score some more points. Cowboy is out, so we've got 5 seconds left to go. 5 seconds left to go in this second period. And it's going to be third period, and it's going to be Wade's choice.
I think the Hawks are going to make a little move here, too. At 1:45, we're going to see, I think we are going to move to varsity now. And we're going to see Alex Linderwell take the mat for the Hawks at 1:45.
So that would probably move Harrison Goebel up to 52. I see Harrison dressed over there. And I see Alex Reitz in the over there also. So we'll see what Coach Voss and company tries to do tonight. Again, it's all about getting that matchup. Nice stand up now by Bennett Cole. He's going to score a 1-point escape, and he now goes up 6-3.
Alex Linderwell going to be taking on Charlie Engelbrecht, who ranked number 9 in the state in Class 2A.
Charlie Engelbrecht is very short, very compact, very stocky, and he picked up a quick 2-point takedown on Linderwell. And now he keeps that leg in. He's got the left leg of Linderwell turned and climbs the body. He's trying to set a butcher up. That's a nice job right there by Bennett Cole, Jamie, as Levi Wade came with a long double. Nice snap down and spin by Bennett Cole. He picks up the 2-point takedown. But now an escape by Wade, and we're going back to our feet. It's 8-4.
I think they got the scoreboard fixed.
It appears that they do. That's a good thing. It's 8-4. They don't have
Should
a
be
team
9-4
score.
though.
9-4.
Because there was a 2-point takedown for 2 takedowns, a reversal, near fall. Bennett had a 1-point escape as well, so it should be 9-4.
9-4. 9-4. So right
Actually,
now,
9-3.
I think they gave the point to.
That's right.
Okay.
I got you. 8-4.
All right. There's that low single by Cole. He's got to pick up 2 here. He's got to hang on, and Wade kicks himself off the edge of the mat. Coach Voss is coming over to our table and saying, "What is the score?" We've got 8-4 up there, and we'll see what our scorekeeper has.
Because Engelbrecht would have started down, or
Bennett
Wade.
Cole started down to start the third period. It was his choice because he deferred over to.
No. So
It is 8-4.
it was his choice, so he must have chose top
Okay.
because he deferred in the first period,
Okay.
I guess.
Well, whatever it is, we'll get this thing straight. We'll get it all figured out. And right now we've got 16 seconds left. I'll tell you what, you're up 8-4, Jamie. 2 takedowns, and you got a major decision here. And that's what we talked about, building the lead. Not being happy with an 8-4 simple decision when you got an opportunity to pick up 2 quick takedowns, and then you've got a 12 to 5, 12 to 6. There's a low single shot on the whistle by Cole, a long reshot by Wade, and off the edge of the mat they go. And I think our match is going to be over. That's going to be an 8-4 win by Bennett Cole. Down on the far side, they've got
4-0.
Engelbrecht up 4-0.
He had a 2-point takedown and a 2-point near fall.
Now we are going to have Harrison Goebel at weight class 152, Jamie. And I think this is Brant Pitlick. If I'm not mistaken, we'll have to see. Harrison Goebel will take the mat at 152.
Yep, it is Brant
And
Pitlick.
this is Brant Picklet. He is not listed as the varsity 52-pounder. Again, the Mustangs having a little bit of flu. Talking to some Mustang parents and relatives down there, and they know, Jamie, that's going to come up in that seating meeting next Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you wrestle? Oh, we were sick. So I know we're going to hear that. 2 quick takedowns by Engelbrecht. He's up now 12-3 on Linderwell. And he's working on a technical foul there. Goebel and Pitlick going at it right there. Long shot, a snap down by Pitlick. And then he's trying to cut the corner on Goebel. He might get the corner, although the long arms of Harrison Goebel are trying to keep Pitlick at bay. Goebel down to his belly. Pitlick's going to pick up a 2-point takedown and now try to set up a cradle very, very quickly. He almost had a cradle, a far side cradle locked up on Goebel. He's got a far side cradle locked up on Harrison Goebel right now. Let's see if Goebel can again to prevent Pitlick from turning, and he stretches out. And now Pitlick very high. That's a nice stand-up by Goebel.
I think we lost our score again.
I think we did too. So we'll see what happens. But it is 2-1 now in favor of Brant Pitlick. Down on the far side at 12-3 in favor of Engelbrecht. Charlie Engelbrecht over Alex Linderwell. Linderwell, a 145-pounder. Russell's behind Harrison Goebel most of the time, but he's filling in nicely right now. 12-3. Number 8 ranked, number 9 ranked Charlie Engelbrecht up 12-3. So Linderwell's putting forth a valiant effort tonight, and that's what it's all about. Inside single now, outside single by Pitlick. He's got the left leg of Goebel tied up. Now a nice down block, a nice sprawl by Goebel. Goebel's going to cut the corner on Pitlick and pick up 2. He gets high riding. Pitlick latches onto the left arm of Goebel. Goebel's going to try to cut to the left side and hit Pitlick with a hard cross face. Boy, Jamie, a couple of the Hawks have been very high riding tonight. They've got to get themselves back around the hips of their opponents. And that's going to be a 1-point stand-up by Pitlick. And now an escape. And now I think we're tied up at 3s. There's a nice throw by Goebel. And he's going to pick up a 2-point takedown. We saw him use that very, very nicely on Saturday as he finished in 5th place at that Jefferson invite. And that's an outstanding finish for the freshman. Now he's going to work on Pitlick. He's got a ball and chain with the right arm, hard cross face with the left, and our period's going to come to a close. That's a nice job.
Another takedown over there for Engelbrecht, or 2 more takedowns for Engelbrecht as he leads now 16-5, working towards a technical fall here over Alex Linderwell.
What, Alex Linderwell almost had Engelbrecht. If he'd have finished that, Jamie, you had a shot for a headlock right there. Nothing to lose. Hit that thing. There's a high crotch switching off to double as Engelbrecht. He's now up 18-5 and trying to set that technical fall. And there's an escape by Linderwell, 18-6. There's another double by Engelbrecht. He's in deep. He's going to cut the corners 20-6. One more takedown, and that thing's going to be over. And now our score is set up for the other match, Jamie, so we've lost our scoreboard again. Overhook now by Harrison Goebel. He's got the right arm of Pitlick tied up, trying to set up that headlock throw that we've seen many of the West Delaware Hawks use through the course of the season. Now a snap down by Goebel, but he snaps Pitlick right into a double, and Pitlick's going to sit Goebel on his left hip, and Goebel's going to try to get up off his hip, and he's going to have to bail out and give Pitlick 2. And this might be the last takedown. 19 seconds. If Linderwell could bebop out there, Jamie, I'll tell you what, if he could not give up 2, but there's 2. No, he's not. Tell you what, 8 seconds left. Linderwell really needs to, I'll tell you, run, Jamie.
And we got a 2-point reversal by Goebel, and he's got a half Nelson as he's going to run Pitlick over. He's picking up near fall right now is Harrison Goebel, and he's looking for the fall. As that's tight, that should be it. There it is. There's a fall for Harrison Goebel.
I'll tell you what, he is just tough on top, and when he can use those levers, he is just tough on top. I'll tell you.
We don't have the time, but you're right. He is tough on top, and he showed it right there.
Well, down on the far side, we've got it's 20-7 with 12 seconds left. And Charlie Engelbrecht is going to try to set Linderwell up for one more takedown. So if you're Alex Linderwell, Jamie, you gotta run right now. You just gotta run and not let Engelbrecht into your legs. But there's a nice single by Engelbrecht, and that's going to be 2, 22-7. Technical fall. That's a good effort by Alex Linderwell. But Jamie, you don't give up the 6 there. You only give up the 5, and this dual meet may come down to a 1 point the way it's going right now. So Charlie Engelbrecht, ranked number 9, Class 2A, picks up a 22-7 tech fall over Alex Linderwell.
And that's going to make our dual meet score now 9-8 in favor of West Delaware. So 9-8, the Hawks lead it here. We've got Alex Reitz up as he's taking on Jake Wieland from Mount Vernon.
And Wieland is a senior, so you got a couple of seniors going at it right here for the West Delaware Hawks and the Mount Vernon Mustangs. Over on the far side, we got Coy Russell up at weight class 170. And Russell it looks like we'll be taking on Jack Cochran. He's a sophomore. Very tall, lean, lanky sophomore for the Mustangs. And that should be a very, very interesting match. Reitz, Jamie's trying to set up that throw with that overhook, and we've seen him hit that with pretty good success through the course of this year. And we called it on Saturday. He likes to get in. He likes to work that upper body. And I'll tell you what, he might not get the pressure that he's looking for out of Whelan. And then Whelan throws Reitz with a headlock. And you could just see that coming, Jamie. Reitz was giving straight pressure to Whelan, and Whelan caught him with a headlock. And now Alex Reitz is in trouble. He's trying to step over the legs of Whelan and trying to roll him through. Again, you've got to curl up. If you're Alex Reitz, you've got to curl up and try to fight yourself out of it. He does a nice job stepping over the legs now of Whelan, and you might roll Whelan through if you can. Whelan's trying to cinch up that headlock. If you're Alex Reitz, you are in trouble right there, Jamie. We're not sure how much time is left, but you could just kind of see that. Alex Reitz was giving Whelan straight pressure, and anytime you give somebody straight pressure like that, it makes the throw very easy.
And when you live and die by the throw like Alex Reitz does, he was pushing. He kept pushing, trying to get that pressure from Whelan. Well, Whelan's got the pressure that he wanted, and he threw the headlock.
Well, and that's a valiant effort by Alex Reitz as he not only gets off his back, but he scores a one-point escape. So now you're down 5-1 instead of getting pinned. So a nice job by Alex Reitz to fight out of that headlock. Down on the far side, Corey Russell picks up a 2-point takedown over Cochran. So he will go up 2-0. So tell you what, we got both mats going here, a lot of action. And that's one way to speed this meet up is to put the varsity on both matches. Again, we started at weight class 132. We will end at weight class 126. 30 seconds left to go with Russell and Cochran, and we're not sure how much time's left here, but there's a half Nelson by Whelan, and he's got Alex Reitz in trouble. We're going to get potentially dangerous with that half Nelson. So, Jamie, Alex Reitz has to get a little bit of giddy up in that singlet tonight. He's got an opportunity to win this match, but that headlock took a lot out of him.
Well, it certainly did, and now he's got to get going and got to get to his feet because he's in danger of getting tilted over right now.
Well, it comes with a nice stand-up, and Whelan throws in a cradle. We'll see if Reitz can stop him right here. Reitz does.
Reversal.
Reitz gets the arm out. He's got Whelan on his back. Let's see if he can get the fall. You got to finish it right here if you're Alex Reitz. He's got Whelan in trouble, but he's got to curl that. He's got to get that, sink that half in and go chest to chest and tee out. Whelan's doing a nice job keeping that shoulder. We might get a mat slapped here by an official. Reitz now steps over. I'm not sure you want to do that, Jamie. Reitz looking for the fall. Whelan trying to keep that left shoulder up. There's a fall.
Oh.
There's the fall. We got some Mustangs up unhappy about that, but I'll tell you what, our referee called it. We got the slap on the mat, and I'll tell you what a huge win by Alex Reitz. That's showing a little heart, a little guts, a little soul, whatever it took. And that's a 12-point swing right there, Jamie, because Whelan had Reitz dead to rights right there, and Alex Reitz fought himself back into the match.
He did, and a great job there by Reitz, to come out and like you said, he was buried, and he was in big trouble throughout that match. But a great gutsy effort by Alex Reitz to come out of that and get the fall.
Well, Brent Lammers is going to step to the mat at weight class 182, and I'm not seeing any Mount Vernon Mustangs stepping out on the mat. But we will see what Coach Light, we'll see what he decides. Lammers is going to pick up a forfeit here, Jamie. So we're going to see Mount Vernon move some of their guys up. Meanwhile, Corey Russell is in a dogfight. It's tied up at deuces. A couple escapes by Cochran, a takedown by Russell, an escape, and 2 escapes. There's a nice snap and spin by Russell. He's got Cochran going to his back in a front headlock, and Cochran kicks his leg free. Boy, he tried to turn it before he had it locked up. If he could have locked up that drive cradle and then turned it, he got a little impatient with it. He tried to turn it before it was time to turn it. And now Russell leading 4-2 with 24 seconds left to go in the second period. Over here at 195, Jamie, I believe this is Brady Antones for West Delaware. And for the Mount Vernon Mustangs,
I think it's John Boots.
John Boots, a freshman. So Bryce Cox, the starter there for the Mustangs. Tell you what, this is a very, very nice looking freshman from Mount Vernon, John Boots. He's got Brady Antones in a front headlock, and Antones is trying to work himself out of it, controlling the right elbow of Boots. And Boots is trying to cut the corner on Antones. Again, you got to control that elbow and stay square. And Antones is doing a nice job, and we're going back to neutral. Well, back down on the other far side mat, there's a nice high leg over, 2-point reversal for Corey Russell on the edge of the mat, and he goes up now 6-2 with 1:48 left to go. Nice double leg by Antones, and he gets pancaked right to his back. Oh, there's the fall. Oh, you could see that coming, Jamie. He made a nice shot right there, kept his elbows out, and John Boots pancaked him right to his back. And this could be a bang, bang, bang from Mount Vernon. 3 straight falls here. We've got Cooper Weeks coming up at weight class 220 for the Hawks, and he'll be taking on Matt Wenzel or Preston Schultz for Mount Vernon. We're going to see Cooper Weeks. Down on the far side, Corey Russell still up 6-2. And he's working a ball and chain on Cochran, John Cochran for Mount Vernon, or Jack Cochran, excuse me, Jack Cochran for Mount Vernon. Russell now controlling the hips of Cochran. Cooper Weeks giving up quite a bit of size here to Matt Wenzel. And Mount Vernon's heavyweight is also a tall, well-built, put-together heavyweight. So Mount Vernon will be favored in these last 3 matches here as we go up the ladder here, 195, 220, and 275. Wenzel now with a bar arm on Cooper Weeks, and he's going to pick up a 2-point near fall, I believe. Escape now by Cochran. Russell back in on a double leg takedown, and now he goes up 8-3 with 22 seconds left. So Corey Russell in good shape for West Delaware, as the junior from West Delaware is. Now we're going to get warning against Russell for riding parallel, trying to work the clock out. Matt Wenzel now with the bar arm, and he's going to pull the left arm of Cooper Weeks out, throw a half Nelson in, circle the head of Weeks, and he's going to tee out. Could be a fall here for the Mustangs. They could go back-to-back falls here at 195 and 220 as Wenzel is teed out. Cooper Weeks trying to get to a high bridge, but tell you what, Matt Wenzel is all at 220 here for the Mustangs. And there's going to be a fall for the Mustangs. Corey Russell will win 8-3. That'll give the Hawks 3, but they're going to lose 6 here at 220 with Matt Wenzel and Cooper Weeks going down. Now 285. Tristan Wirfs. He's only a sophomore, Jamie. I'll tell you what, wait till he hits his growth spurt. I'm telling you what, this is a mountain of a young man here for the Mount Vernon Mustangs.
The Hawks lead the dual meet right now, 24-20 after everything that we've had. As Caleb Zeeser steps to the mat. At heavyweight, we're going to see Ben Litter over on their far mat.
Taking on Jack Stryker. And Jack Stryker comes in at 97 pounds, Jamie. The interesting thing about that is there's a double leg takedown by Wirfs. And he's got Caleb Zeeser on his back, but off the edge of the mat. I'll tell you what, that was a solid shot right there by the sophomore from Mount Vernon. And he's trying to end this thing in a hurry. He's trying to put the Mustangs up. He's got a power half Nelson on Zeeser, and he's cranking that half Nelson. Caleb Zeeser does a nice job by keeping his head up and pulling that half Nelson up. I was going to say, Jamie, is Jack's dad, Kent, wrestled 98 his freshman year. So, tell you what, a lot of likenesses. There's a snapback by Stryker. He's got Litter on his back. He picked up a 2-point takedown, and now somebody's got a bloody nose. It looks like Ben Litter, some is bleeding. So That was a very, very nice single shot by Stryker. He picked up the 2. Litter came to a short sit, and Stryker snapped him back for some back points. So I believe it's 4-0 in favor of the freshman from Mount Vernon. We're seeing some of that depth here, Jamie, in Mount Vernon. You know, they've had some of their starters out of the lineup, but the depth that they've got is showing just a little bit here.
Well, it certainly is. And, you know, you talked about that depth at the beginning when we first came on, about how, you know, they've got a lot of depth. And, you know, that's when you've got guys out of the lineup, that definitely helps to have those guys that can step in there and still keep you in a dual meet.
Well, we're not sure how much time. We're almost the end of the first period. Our Cowboy is out, and Werfs from Mount Vernon working a power half Nelson on Zezer. Zezer doing a nice job keeping that head up. Now a side roll attempt by Zezer, and Werf just sags on him as the time runs out. Coach Voss up out of his chair telling Zeta, I think I heard him say, get tough down here, Jamie. That's what you talked to Coach Voss last week in the Coach's Corner, and that's one of their goals for the end of the season is to show a little grit, a little toughness in these close matches.
Yeah, you certainly do, and it's just a matter of going out there and getting the job done, and that's what the Hawks have got to do here is just continue to keep going. Did that end scoreless at the end of the first?
No, it's 4-0. But I don't see, they just have 2 up on the board, but I'm pretty sure that our referee gave 2 for Stryker
2
on
near
the near fall.
fall. Okay.
I think 2 for the takedown and 2 for the near fall. So we'll find out. There's Werfs again trying to work that power half Nelson. These are doing a nice job. That is a lot of leverage by the big guy from Mount Vernon. And Zezer showing a little strength in that upper body, not being turned over by that power half Nelson. Now he's going to try to set up a cradle on Zezer. Zezer's got to work some hand control. And first period over.
Oh, that was the first period.
Yep.
Now none of the clocks work.
So we have no score up there. It's going to be Litter's choice. Is going to defer over to Stryker. Stryker will go back to neutral. Litter has the size advantage over the young freshman from Mount Vernon. Litter now dropping down to one knee. He's got about a head and a half, a height advantage. And we'll see if he can use that to his advantage. Stryker now snaps Litter down to a front headlock. He's going to try to snap Litter to his back, and he does. He picks up a 2-point takedown with the front headlock. And Stryker's going to pick up a 2-point takedown and then comes out of it with a chicken wing on the right side of Litter, trying to set up a double chicken wing. In the meantime, Werfs has Zezer on his back. High bridge by Zezer. I'll tell you, that's a lot of weight there, Jamie. There's the pass. 16 seconds.
Left.
There's the ball right there.
3:44.
Ball by Werfs. I'm telling you what, he's a mountain of a sophomore. Expect a lot of things to come from him. He's well put together. Stryker now with the half Nelson on Litter. We're not sure how much time's left in that match, in that period down there. It is the second period. And Stryker working a half Nelson wrapped around the head of Litter. And Litter trying to keep from going flat on his back is curling up. I'm not sure he's going to be able to go to a high bridge from there as Stryker's got that half Nelson in there. And we're going to get a forefoot at 120.
That'd be 120.
113. It's got to be, that's 6. That's got to be 13. Hawks will forfeit at 113.
We're going to move Roush up to 20.
And Brad Roush will move up to 20 to take on, this is not Justin Light. So not sure how much time's left. Our cowgirl is out, so not much time for Litter down there if he can hang on. He's been on his back the majority of this second period. Stryker trying to tighten that half Nelson up, and that's going to do it. And Litter's going to go in the third period about a 3-point takedown or a 3-point near fall for Stryker. And it's going to be Stryker's choice to start the third, and he's going to go down. So I believe it's 7-0. Jack Stryker filling in for Liam Conroy, who is their regular 106-pounder. So Stryker getting the nod tonight. I believe this is his first varsity match. for the Mustangs. So he's trying to go 1-0 for the Mustangs.
So at 1:13, that was, I believe, Josh Durgan who picked up a forfeit for Mount Vernon. And this is Brad Roush versus Josh Hansen.
Josh Hansen, okay, so Justin Light out of the lineup tonight for the Mustangs. So again, the Hawks trying to take their chances against some of the seconds of Mount Vernon. But I'm telling you what, Jamie, when you've got the quality of wrestlers, and West Delaware has been in this position before, when you've got the quality of people in your locker room, those sometimes those seconds are pretty good. We're seeing that tonight. Double leg takedown by Hansen. He climbs the body of Roush, and he's going to pick up 2 for the takedown and 2 for the near fall. Now he slaps a crossface cradle in on Roush. He's going to try to dump Roush to his back. Roush goes belly down, and I think Hansen's going to pick up some near fall points here as Roush tries to break the cradle. Now Hansen has that in. There's the fall. 26 seconds left in the period.
134.
134. A fall by Josh Hansen, and that's going to put the Mustangs up, and this match may be over, Jamie.
Well, that's going to be 36 to 24. Plus, we're trailing 9-0 over there with Ben Litter.
So if Litter could somehow squeak out a fall, and Logan Riley come up with a fall, this thing would be tied. And we'll see. There's a tilt attempt by Litter. Had Stryker on his back momentarily. Stryker rolls through. But again, the leverage and the size of Ben Litter taking its toll right here on Stryker underneath. But there's 6 seconds left to go, and that match is going to end with Stryker getting a major decision over Litter. And that's going to do it. So the Mustangs will pick up 4 points here. Single leg takedown by Garcia. Not yet, as a nice scramble by Riley. And Riley may pick up 2. No 2 yet. Scramble off the edge of the mat. Garcia on the edge of the mat. Riley latched onto a single, and no points there. So
42 to 24 is our team score right now in favor of Mount Vernon.
So back to action we go. This will be our last match of this night. So Jamie, after one match, taking us 25 minutes to get through one match. The rest of the 13 matches have taken us just a little bit over a half hour. There's a double leg takedown by Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon has seen something that the West Delaware Hawks are doing, Jamie, and they're taking advantage of that on their feet. And the Hawks are in that staggered stance and stepping in. And then when they relax and come back, the Mustangs are shooting in and attacking that double right at the mid thigh where it's hard to defend, and the Hawks are having trouble with that shot.
Well, they are, and that's it. Another victim of it here was Logan Riley. The Hawks have just been hampered by that so far here in this dual meet. So, gonna have to figure that out here coming to the second duel against Anamosa.
But give the Mustangs credit; they're taking advantage of the opening that the Hawks are giving them. All right, no clocks are running right now, Jamie. So, seems like we would get one clock running with one match left here, but we're not. Logan Riley taking on Tony Garcia. Garcia, a sophomore for the Mustangs. Again, the Mustangs they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seniors listed in their lineup, and they've got some youth with some great experience. So look for some good things to come. And Jamie, we talked about this. That Walmack tournament is going to be quite a tournament. There's any one of 5 teams this year has a shot to win it.
Well, they really do, and they've all beat up on each other. Independence has beat some good teams. Western Dubuque has beat just about everybody. They're in dual meet action. I don't think they've lost a dual meet yet in Walmack wrestling. So, the Bobcats are going to be right in there. Mount Vernon, Williamsburg is going to make a little bit of a run, and Independence and Mount Vernon. So, that tournament is just going to be outstanding.
It certainly is. Probably one of the most overall balanced of the year. A Granby roll by Riley, and Garcia catches him for a 2-point near fall. So it's 4-0 now.
4-1.
4-1 now. and we're going to get a stalemate. So Logan Riley has some work to do here, Jamie. And it's all about, you saw Coach Voss there saying, hey, let's get going. That's exactly what he's got to do. Should be 4-1.
That's 4-1. You're right.
Yep. And Riley set. Garcia's going to ride. Tough ride by Garcia as he's controlling the hips of Riley. Inside wrist now on the left side by Garcia's going to roll it out. Riley's going to try to pop the leg out. Garcia tried to put a cross body right in, and Riley grabbed the heel. Now 1 point escape by Riley. Grabbed the heel, threw it over his back, sit out, turn in by Riley. He picked up the 1 point, and Garcia basically bailed out before he gave up the 2. So now it's 4-2. So Logan Riley's got to find something that's going to dent this defense of Garcia from Mount Vernon. He's only a sophomore, a lot of wrestling. There's that double leg again, Jamie. You saw that they're timing that. The Hawks are taking a straight step in, and as they're stepping, the Mustangs are timing that step, and they're just shooting straight in on that double. And, why wouldn't you? It's right there for the taking.
And it's been there all night. The Hawks haven't been able to – we haven't stopped it. It's just they've hit it multiple times, and we haven't been able to do anything with it. So that's something that's going to have to get looked at here before this next duel.
Now Logan Riley, with 25 seconds left to go, is taking 3 straight shots, and he's going to get pancaked on his back for a 2-point takedown. Again, elbows way out. He tried to shoot a fireman's carry, left his elbows out, and Garcia pancaked him to his back. That was awful easy there, Jamie. And then Riley tried to turn that into a Kelly off his knees, and as soon as he brought that outside leg up, Garcia just pancaked him through. And if you're Logan Riley, that's not a very good place for you to be right there as the second period ends and you give up a 3-point near fall.
Yeah, it's kind of the second dual meet in a row we've seen the Hawks, just kind of struggled to get anything going offensively, and that's it's been a struggle here these last couple of weeks. Williamsburg, they didn't look like they really woke up, and now tonight kind of the same way. Some of your your Logan Rileys and your experienced veterans here haven't been really stepping up to the challenge here.
Well, it's like we talked about, the clock is ticking, and I'll tell you what, some urgency this next week. The Hawks will go to Louisa Muscatine this weekend, and then the next week they're really going to have to sense some urgency as this season draws to a climax here with the conference, sectional, district, and state. Riley getting high again, riding, and we have seen that. We've seen that several times tonight as they're not back on the hips picking up ankles, but they're over the top. And that makes it easy to sit out and turn in.
That really is, and you get high riding like that, it's pretty easy because you always talk about once your hips are free, you're free to go. Well, once your hips were free there, it was right there.
And Riley back to neutral. Riley steps in, and Garcia dives in on a single this time, and we're going to get a stalemate. And our score is 10-2, so Garcia working on a major here. And this is kind of surprising, Jamie. Logan Riley, one of the seniors from West Delaware, one of your leaders. You're anticipating that senior to get out there and be your leader and to set the tone. You want that senior to put an exclamation point on this match here. He's going to try to roll Garcia through with the front headlock, and Garcia sagged on it. That's going to be a 2-point takedown, so now you're down 12-2. And you've got 38 seconds left. Again, you got to try something, but I'm not sure if that front headlock with a roll through was the thing you want to try. But, you're trying to do something to score some points, to throw your opponent on the back, and Garcia was just sagging, and it made it awful hard to roll that front headlock through.
Yeah, it really was. And so, it's been a tough go for Logan here. Garcia's done a great job with those straight-on double-leg takedowns, and and then, it was a desperation move that Logan had to try to hit here, but he just got caught, got taken down.
Well, that's going to do it for our final match of this first duel, weight class 126. Logan Riley will go down 12-2 to Tony Garcia. We're going to take a short time out. Jamie will have all of our stats figured, and we'll get ready to wrestle the second duel with Anamosa. So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We've got more Womack wrestling for you right here, the home of the Raiders, Anamosa High School, on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Welcome back into Anamosa High School. We finished up our dual meet here. West Delaware falling to Mount Vernon here, 46-24. The final score in that dual meet as we started at weight class 132. Owen Ward from West Delaware getting beat 8-2 against Luke Muller from Mount Vernon. That put the Mustangs up 3-0. Bennett Cole picks up a win for the Hawks, 8-4 over Levi Wade. That tied it up at 3. And then the Hawks, Alex Linderwell, the Hawks kind of changing things up, changing their lineup up just a little bit. That's a big trophy those kids are carrying in over there. Holy cow, they got a lot of hardware. Introducing the Little Raider wrestling team here is bringing home some hardware. At weight class 145, Alex Linderwell losing 8-2 against Charlie Engelbrecht. Sorry, 22-7 was the score of that one. A tech fall for Engelbrecht. That put the Mustangs up 8-3. Harrison Goebel picked up a fall over Brant Pitlick from Mount Vernon. That put the Hawks up 9-8. Alex Reitz with a fall over Jake Whelan gave the Hawks a 15-8 lead. Coy Russell picked up an 8-3 win over Jack Cochran at 170 pounds. That put the Hawks up 18-8. And then Brent Lammers for West Delaware picks up a forfeit. That gave the Hawks a 24-8 lead, but then the Hawks struggled and didn't get a lot of wins from there on out as Brady Antones lost by fall against John Boots at 195. At 220, Cooper Weeks losing by fall to Matt Wenzel. Heavyweight, Caleb Zeeser losing by fall at 3 minutes and 44 seconds to Tristan Wirfs. Gave the Mustangs their first lead of the duel, 26-20, their second lead. But they wouldn't look back there as 106, Ben Litter loses a 9-0 major decision against Jack Stryker. The Hawks gave up a forfeit at 113 pounds. That made it 36-24. Brad Roush then lost by fall in 134 against Josh Hansen from Mount Vernon. That made it 42-24. And then Tony Garcia with a 12-2 major decision over Logan Riley, making the final team score 46-24. Some match totals, one major decision for Mount Vernon, one tech fall for the Mustangs. West Delaware had 0 in those two categories. 20 takedowns for Mount Vernon, 7 for West Delaware. 4 pins for the Mustangs in that duel, 2 for West Delaware. And Mount Vernon wins 9 matches. And West Delaware wins 5. So a tough go for the Hawks there in that first duel, Roger.
Well, Jamie, we talked about feeding off each other. The Hawks had that middle of the lineup, and they took that big lead. And that's when the rest of the group, they've got a circle of wagons right there, and they've got to feed off that. You're up 24-8, and you've got to try to use that to your advantage. And as Coach Voss talked to you last week about getting a little tougher, getting a little bit more grit, a little more fire. That's what's got to happen. You have the opportunity to build on that lead, opportunity to increase the score there, and things don't go your way. Well, it's time to make those things go your way, and that's got to be the Hawks. That's got to be the Hawks' message. The rest of this week, we got a wrestling demonstration going on here right now. But anyway, that's got to be the message that the Hawks got to pick up somehow, Jamie. just get a little tougher and find a way to keep matches close, stay off your back, because we talked about that. The one that's going to get the most pins is going to be the one that's going to win that duel.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a short break and let the Anamosa Raiders warm up a little bit here as we get done with our wrestling demonstration by the Little Raider wrestling team here. As we will take a break and come back for West Delaware taking on Anamosa, and then we'll wrap it up tonight with the Anamosa Raiders taking on the Mount Vernon Mustangs. Listening to high school wrestling tonight right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.